All right, and we are live. Welcome to the Daily Take on the Take Detroit Network. I'm one of your co-hosts, Godwin Ihantudi, along with my co-host, Brandon Christopher Colvin. And today we have a special guest on this show where we have interesting conversations with interesting people and review interesting products. So one thing in particular I'm gonna pull up right off the bat is a hot some of the things. So, and start quote, we recognize that in order for Black Spirit's ecosystems to expand, we must develop partnerships with bars, clubs, distributors, retail chains, and community influence leaders. We need to be intentional with what it is we give our attention to. Now, setting that aside, at the heels of the pandemic, we're talking 2020.
Yes, we are.
Internet consumption was at an all-time high. More people were buying things online. In addition to that, more people than ever before were making online purchases and also creating online content and consuming online content, right? Especially creators of color, right? So you took it upon yourself to create the Detroit Black Film Festival to showcase a home, a platform for a lot of these creators to have a place to submit their content. And in your inaugural year, you had over 4,000 plus submissions of full-on movies to be hosted and featured within this Black Film Festival. And that's only two of the things that you do?
That's only two of them, right?
Well, welcome to the show, everybody. We
Thank
got
you. Appreciate it. Love, man.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction, man. That was dope. I appreciate it. Mouthful, but really, that is me.
Sometimes you don't realize.
You don't, man.
You caught up in the work, and you like, man.
Yeah.
You don't take a moment to step back and say, wow, look what I've accomplished.
Right.
It's important.
Nah.
It's important, right? So
yeah, I'm working. I'm working. I'm working.
Let's dive into this Black Film Festival, right? Because it's ongoing right now, right?
Yeah, it's actually you can submit until June 15th, which is the last day for submissions for this year. And then we break those categories down. We have feature films, documentaries, short film. We have some comedy films. So we break those categories down. We have to watch all the film. Me and my wife have to watch, and our judges have to watch every single film.
Wow.
Right now,
you said there were 4,000 submissions?
No, not this year.
Oh, okay.
This year, where we are right now, we're probably at 600 submissions.
That's a lot of watching.
It's a lot of watching.
That's a lot of media consumption.
It's a lot of watching when you got a film. One film may be an hour and 30 minutes. The next film may be 4 minutes.
Okay.
But then you back to an hour and 30 minutes.
Just so you
and then
bouncing back and forth.
You're bouncing back and forth. Yeah. And you get to see a lot of, there's a lot of talent out here, right? There's a lot of talent out here. There are a lot of people who can use a couple classes, and that's okay because we offer those too, right?
Oh.
But yeah, absolutely. We offer master classes with several different, a friend of ours, Brian Smiley, he runs Heartbeat with Kevin Hart.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Kevin, Brian's from here. Brian Smiley's from here. He's
so it's not just the festival. If you are trying to increase your skills and ability and knowledge as a filmmaker,
absolutely,
you can also tap into tap in with you.
Tap into those master classes. Yeah.
Wow.
We host at least 3. So we may host an actors master class, a directors, and a producers.
Okay.
Typically,
so y'all hitting it from all the areas of filmmaking yourself.
Yeah, it's important to us, man. Because we want our filmmakers, we want Black filmmakers to exist in the world where they can be comfortable, where they can be vibrant, and where they can earn, right? In order to do that, you have to be able to, you have to have these outlets and these things that you can utilize to help you grow in your talents.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's really amazing. And one thing that I don't think people realize, like when I say with like actors, right? Everybody is always like, I want the big bucks. I want the Jamie Foxx dollars, right? But people have to remember, and I'm specifically calling out Jamie Foxx because of how multifaceted he is, right?
Absolutely.
You've got to remember all of those lines over each different episode, and then he himself has to remember how to sing his hooks properly for his songs, you know, right?
That's right. You think about Jamie Foxx. You think about one of the most iconic roles he's had, which is Ray, right? When he played Ray, 10 minutes into the film, I forgot it was Jamie Foxx.
I think he had that impact on a lot of us.
Yeah, oh my God. That is because that actor, who's a method actor, literally lived with Ray, literally taped his eyes shut for months, lived at his house, played the piano, studied him for months. That is when you are honed in on your craft.
That's another level.
You can't come out here and try that role and think you'll learn that role in a couple of days. That's not gonna happen. And you shouldn't want to do that.
Right.
You shouldn't want to say, yeah, I would never call an actor and say I need you to be my leading actor. I'm shooting next week. That's an insult to both.
Yeah, you got to respect the craft.
I got to respect the craft.
You got to respect
Take
the
a quick
craft.
tap here, gentlemen.
We'll say peace to our brother
Peace out,
Godwin.
brother.
Yes, indeed. So, Lazar, when you started the film festival, what were you envisioning? Did you have in your mind? And this is a venture of you and your wife.
Yes.
Did you all have in your mind that it was going to become what it has become?
I'm
and what
glad
it
you
is
asked
becoming?
that question. You know that? You know why? So my wife started the Trinity International Film. We have two festivals.
Oh wow!
Two film festivals. The Trinity International Film Festival.
Trending.
Trinity. Trinity International Film Festival started over 16 years ago.
So it's nothing new. It's been around.
Nothing new. My wife is top flight. Marshall, what's up, baby? Top flight. She's an iconic person when it comes to film in the state, in Michigan, period. So her and a couple of her friends started Trinity, right? I came in when it was year 10.
Okay.
My wife was going to stop the festival year 10 and out. I said, I saw an opportunity for it to grow. I brought what she would say, the money. And what I mean by that, I went out and made sure we had sponsors to help grow the festival. Every year I would probably add another sponsor. So at this point, we probably had 6 sponsors.
Okay.
So again, bring in celebrities, to bring in those people that can really show you or help you with your craft as far as this masterclass. Right?
And creating that synergy.
Right? Creating something where they're not realizing like, oh, I didn't know I could do that because it wasn't affordable.
Right.
It wasn't afforded to them at the time.
Right.
So we did that, and we're still doing that. Right now, Trinity is in August. It's August 18th through the 21st.
So there's another festival that people can tap into.
Absolutely.
Now,
absolutely.
What's the difference between the two festivals?
Well, Trinity accepts international.
Okay, so it's an international film festival.
It's an international film festival. And Detroit Black Film Festival is specific to African American, the culture, the experience.
This region too.
No, it's still international.
Okay.
Yeah, we get films from all over the country.
Ah.
Yeah, but they're just of color.
It's
of color.
A brown festival.
It's a brown
fest.
It's a brown fest. It's a brown. You can't get down if you ain't brown. Right? Not that
but with the Trinity, you can get down.
Anybody
can get down.
Anybody can get down. We have films from Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, some amazing films from Australia. Australia is a place where you don't realize that they really, really do these things. I mean, they cinematography is like no other. Like seriously.
Well, that brings me to another question. What are some of the most surprising or interesting things that you've learned or experienced as you and Marshall have been building on the film side? We got some other things to talk about that I know are interesting too. But on the film side, what are some of the most interesting things that you all have had happen? This is going to be
funny, right? On the film side, filmmakers are kind of like rappers. What I mean by they like battle each other, like
So there's like some rivalry.
It's like some rivalry. I'm like, really? But it is like you have. It's not like doesn't lead to Tupac and Biggie type, not like that. But it's there. And that's just healthy competition. Right?
No,
it's just healthy competition.
Yeah, that's appropriate in any arena.
Yeah, but there, I learned that what I truly learned that there's a deep community of filmmakers in Michigan. That's what I truly learned. I had no idea coming in 2000. What was that? 16. That we had this much community.
Wow.
I'm talking about of all colors. Like
Do
it's
it
huge.
on the whole.
In a whole, it's a lot of creative filmmakers, actors, producers, directors here in the state of Michigan.
Well, we've always had that. And Lazar, I'm gonna switch places real quick.
Okay.
Coming to the host seat.
Okay.
But so Michigan and Detroit in particular has always had a tremendous amount of talent,
Yes.
which actually is a great segue into another talent of yours
Okay.
on the fashion side.
Right.
So you are repping today your brand,
Absolutely.
Detroit Every Day,
Every day.
on the Take Detroit show,
Or
the
right.
Daily Take with the Take
Daily
Detroit
Take.
Network.
That's right.
So what is Detroit Every Day? What?
Detroit Every Day is a state of mind. Like, I'll give you some tidbits. It really comes from this. The whole brand is this.
I'm okay.
I'm okay, right? Which is I'm okay every day, right?
Every day.
That's
Okay.
where it stemmed from. And that's just really exactly what you tell yourself every day. It's a positive
Like an affirmation.
affirmation, right? Speaking of affirmation, like you can get excellent every day, awesome every day, stupendous every day. Like
So if I tap into the brand, I have more than just Detroit Every Day.
More
So
than
if
the
I'm not
Detroit.
from Detroit,
you got Atlanta, you got Miami, you got Baltimore, you got LA, you got New Orleans, you got Memphis, you got New York, you got Jersey, you got Philly. Like what I'm saying to you, you can go on the site and get it.
wow.
Yeah.
So I
Because
can
it's
tap in,
you can
like
tap
no matter
in.
where I'm from.
Yeah. Because when you rep, and I'll speak on our city, Detroit Every Day, when people see you out of state and they know you from this city, it's a whole thing that come with you. It's a whole aura.
It's like family immediately.
Yeah, it's an aura that you roll with, like, oh wow, you did. Oh, okay, yeah. It's
Yeah.
immediately the conversation goes in a direction where it's some positive there.
So how did this come about?
Well,
So what's the origin story behind?
True story, and she's sitting over there at 11 years old now. My daughter.
So this is your daughter.
Yeah, she was 3, and I've been designing shirts for other companies for about 30 years now.
Okay, so you've been in the game.
Yeah, man. But I didn't do a brand until 2015, like this brand. And it was simply because we were in a place in a state of mind where just me and her, we were in this place and we were still functioning. We were still doing what we had to do.
Sure.
But I designed this straight across initially. And
Like on one
just
on
one line, right?
Uh-huh.
And it was just bouncing on my screen, right, as a saver. And we were watching one of her favorite cartoons for the 100th time. And she was standing, you know, a kid standing in a chair, and she fell out the chair. And she's like, I'm okay. And it just clicked. I went to the screen, took the eye, turned it to a small eye, took the decay, put an exclamation point. The exclamation point is the foundation.
On the bottom.
It's the strength, it's the power. You can't break the foundation.
Let us get a shot of it also, the I'm okay, just or even though you got it on the dog tag too.
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
Oh
yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah, you suited up today, brother. You see, you
it's
talking
every
about
day
it.
though. It's like literally I've been wearing this brand since I created it day one. Like you won't see me without it.
So what can a person expect when they tap into your brand? You got the finest cottons, you know, like what we working with?
I like that. Well, you definitely gonna get a response because you're sharing an experience in the shirt. You're sharing a conversation. If I had on a shirt that says magnificent every day right now, you would read that, but you would read that to yourself.
That's right.
And you would be telling yourself that. That's how it resonates.
It's almost interactive.
Absolutely.
Just by seeing the shirt
Just by
itself.
seeing it. You're gonna say like Detroit Every Day, or if I had excellent every day on, you're gonna be like excellent every day. You're like, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
It becomes that thing.
Twice.
You carry it. Right, it makes you think twice.
And the same way I'm okay.
Yeah.
And can I get the I'm okay on the website as well? My dog
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is everything you see every day comes from I'm okay.
Okay, so we can. I once I tap in, and you even got the pants too. I
Yeah.
noticed.
Oh yeah, jogging. Yeah.
Oh, you got the whole thing.
Yeah. This is like this is the basketball joint here. You know. Not.
Oh, you
like you get.
Oh,
to
you
the court.
ready?
Y'all talking about basketball earlier? You get to the court with these. You ready?
Hey, I'm gonna have to tap in. I'm gonna have to tap in, sorry. Now we got another. You have another area.
Yeah, man.
Professional expertise.
Yes.
And you are a purveyor of spirits.
Yes.
You work in the in the spirit
In-
world.
in the
But we
spirit
ain't talking
world,
about
yes.
ghosts and goblins
No,
and
we
that kind of thing.
not.
We talking about beverages.
Beverages,
Adult
yes.
beverages.
Adult beverages. Shout out to Duke and Dame Salted Caramel Whiskey, which is my major right now. It's one of my major partnerships.
Duke and Dane Salted Caramel Whiskey.
Yes,
So this is a black-owned company
absolutely.
with a really novel product. Is it the only salted caramel whiskey on the market?
Officially, yes. Now there are other brands who
Some
come out.
knockoffs.
Some definitely knockoffs, and this one is 100% natural flavored.
Oh,
a
so
natural.
it's not. We're not doing like the
It's not a syrup.
artificial.
Nah, no artificial.
So it's natural
It's
flavor.
natural flavor. Yeah.
So where can we find Duke and Dame? Is this can I find it anywhere?
Well, we're in probably up to 1,000 stores right now in Michigan.
Uh-huh.
I partnered with them December 2020 at the end of the year. So we're about 1,000 markets. We just did the rodeo. We presented the rodeo, the Black
Yeah, I
Rodeo.
saw you all at the rodeo.
Yeah, we presented. We do a lot of whiskey festivals. You can definitely find us at Young Village. You know,
Shout out to
definitely
Young
find
Village.
us. Shout out to Young Village. You can find us at Liquor Basket, and what I'm naming is definitely some African American owned spaces.
So, Lazari, I'm noticing a theme, and it seems like the theme is community
Yes,
and culture
yes,
across what you do, whether it's film,
yeah,
whether it's fashion,
yes.
or whether it's spirits. There seems to be a long running theme of community and culture. What's your background, Lazar, before film, before fashion? Now you said you've been designing shirts for 30 years,
Yeah,
so
30
you've been
years,
in the
yeah.
game already.
Yeah, we did that for
There, but
I was a DJ.
you were a DJ.
I was a DJ.
See? That's
very
another
short,
culture.
very short time though.
Wait, what was your DJ name, Lazar? if you want to share with the people.
Flav.
Flame.
Flav.
Flav.
My last name is Favors, so people would add an L when they call my name. It'd be, "Hey Flavors, how many flavors you got? Or can you do me a favor?" So it was Flav. At one point, it was funny. It's funny you brought. I thought about that. Like,
yeah, did you bring it back?
Dance, it was a break dance at one point. I was really good at that. Though.
So you have really been. It makes a lot of sense then. So I didn't just pick this up.
Right,
you
right.
literally have been in the culture for a long time.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of obvious how culture shows up through your work in film. You got the African American, the Detroit Black Film Festival.
Yes.
It's obvious how your culture shows up fashion wise.
Right.
You know, you got swag like a black man, you know. How does that culture show up through your work in the spirit game, in the beverage game?
Well, I'm all black everything. I literally stand by that. I'm the beverage director over at Young Village as well. So we carry, and Godwin has allowed me to just be myself and do my thing, right? What I mean by that is like, when I bring in a new product and I'm like, well, this is a black-owned energy drink. He says, let's do it. Black-owned water, let's do it. Tea, tequila, wine, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And in that space, I mean, I think we are the only space in the Midwest for sure that carry all black spirit products.
That's it. With no
That's
exception.
it. No exception. We carry about 65 right now.
Wow.
There's 160 plus total.
And y'all carry 65
And we carry
of them
65 of them.
in this one singular location.
In this one
at Young
single
Village.
location. We introduced this event that we do called the Taste of Black Spirits last May at Young Village. We have since done 8 of those events, including the rodeo.
Right.
So we bring in, the company is Black Spirits Legacy, and that's exactly what it means, right?
A legacy of black spirits.
It's a legacy of black spirits, right? And what we do is we bring awareness to these brands, starting with community, right? Because once the community has something, and the community loves something, the community is sharing it.
That's right.
The community is supporting it.
Degree of ownership.
Thank you.
It's ours.
It's ours. This is our thing. As long as that there is an understanding that this is our thing, they're going to move our thing. I'm going to keep providing you with our thing.
The
So
legacy. That's the legacy piece.
right? So you know.
Lazar, what do you say? What do you say to people? And this is getting a little bit more controversial. Some folks don't drink.
Right.
Some folks, you know, in a place like Detroit, you can't go, within the city limits, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can barely go 2 blocks
Right.
without seeing a liquor store.
Right.
And that's a big criticism, and to be honest, a problem in our community
Right.
is maybe overindulgence or alcohol addiction. How do you, as a professional in the spirits and beverage industry, how do you balance that duty to community, that duty to culture, even though your professional work
Right.
requires you
Right.
to, to make sure that folks know it's out there and to
Right.
present it to people?
Right. I think Dre might have said it best at some point. If you over entertain yourself, you will have a result that you're not looking for. If you overindulge in donuts, you will carry weight. If you overindulge in anything, if you overindulge in exercise, you will catch cramps.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's about being responsible.
And balance.
Like it's up to I'm not gonna force anything on anybody. If a person tells me, well, I don't drink, I have nothing against that. That's fine. Good for you. That's great.
Sure.
Right? I'm not gonna force it. I'm not gonna have the conversation with you unless you want the educational component of it.
Right. That's a different thing.
That's a different thing. Now, if you want the component, if you want the educational piece, I'll give you that.
So what are some things that maybe people don't know or understand? I know you talked about, for instance, the salted caramel whiskey
Right.
from Duke and Dame is natural. That's something I didn't know. That was
Right.
an education for me.
Right.
What are some other things that people may not know about spirits in general, and maybe that you have even learned as a professional in the beverage game?
Well, I mean, as I think a lot of spirit brands that I've learned about, they do a lot of community service.
Mhm.
So they take what you may not drink,
Mm-hmm.
service those who do,
Mm-hmm.
and then return that some portion to the community
Right.
for books, for schools, for uh, hosting golf tournaments for kids, or even this beautiful place you guys got here. This,
Sure.
those kind of things is what they is the return,
Mhm.
right? So we're in business.
Right.
A lot of us are in business.
Right.
I don't eat meat. They gonna stop selling meat because I don't eat meat?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. I'm not gonna walk around. I'm not the person that's gonna walk around with a sign with a column that saying "Stop eating." I'm not that
Right.
guy. I'm not that guy. To each his own is really about being responsible in whatever it is you indulge in. I mean, that's any and everything. It is really up to that individual to really check in or check out.
So, Lazaro, on our show, we talk a lot. We give our daily takes.
Yes.
And you're working across 3 industries.
Yes.
As we think about where the trends are leading us on the film front, because we've seen a major change in the entertainment industry since the pandemic.
Yes.
On the fashion front,
Yes.
which we've also seen a change in. A lot of new people are entering the fashion
Yes.
space. And on the spirits front,
Yeah.
because again, the pandemic has really changed a lot of folks' consumption habits.
It did a couple of things. It turned a lot of 9-to-5 people into entrepreneurs.
For sure.
People were sitting at home so long that idea that they had 10 years ago,
Mhm. Start bubbling up to the
it's
surface.
bubbling up to the surface because you have time now. You have time to think, and out of, I'm not going to say out of fear because I don't really think people are really scared. They're just really cautious
Mhm.
in a space where they don't really have to be. I believe first, therefore I don't have to. I'm good.
You start with that
I
belief.
start with the belief. So if you start with the belief, it's going to show up. I don't have a schedule for things to show up. It's going to show up. I think what people did during the pandemic is found themselves. Some people, found themselves and there's a brand called Tusk brand. It's a
Tusk?
Tusk, Tusk,
Uh-huh.
out of Virginia. Hemp vodka, hemp rum,
Black brand?
black brand.
Hemp vodka and hemp what?
Rum.
Really?
Yes.
Is it hidden?
Yes. Yes. I said
We might have to give a daily.
In 2020, so it was like when I think about what happens when you activate those senses, when you activate that talent, you'd be surprised what you come up with on the other end.
So, as far as trends,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
we've seen definitely folks moving in the direction you just described and being galvanized by being really at home, like you
Yeah.
said. You know, looking at like, hey, I never did it.
Right.
Might as well do it
You
now.
might as well do it now.
Now as good a time as any other. But trend wise, where do you see, what's your take on where the film industry is going? It's so different. We got Netflix,
Woo.
we got, the theater is
You got
not what it used
FUBU.
to be. Huh?
For Us By Us.
Yeah,
Network.
For Us Bias is
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, they got a whole network.
So yeah, what are you seeing? What are you seeing the coming trends on the film, fashion, and spirit fronts?
I'll say on the film end, like you say, you have all these platforms.
Mm.
So that is a plus a plus and a minus.
Mm.
The plus is it allows filmmakers to submit and have their film shown on a Hulu, shown on a Tubi, a Fubu, and all these other places where it doesn't cost them, right? So it's like sign up for the other thing. What is that thing called? The YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So you have these things.
Is that straightforward? If I have a film already and I want to get it up on Tubi, it's a straightforward process?
It's a straightforward process.
Really?
Yeah. You only generate money truthfully, by views. And that's no different than the music business.
Okay.
It's half a pennies, and I never knew a half a penny existed until you get in the music game. It's
You
a
realize
half a
you get
cent.
half a cent. Yeah.
Half a cent exists in the music game, right? So it's kind of like that. But there's a group of guys out of here. There's several. Dennis Reed, he makes money on his films on those channels. What's those guys? Moolah Films. Those they got their lane. Moolah Films got Salute. They got their lane.
Shout out to Moolah Films.
Shout out to Moolah Films. They got their lane, and they're making noise. It's a gentleman, but the only one filmmaker, and I'll say this, that I know of, that I've seen, and I've studied a lot of film. He has 10 million views on his film.
Oh wow!
It's a film called Junior.
What's the name of it?
Junior.
His
name is Antonio Cheatham.
Huh.
Like that guy is
He's
young
official.
too. He's official. He just need his opportunity, but he's official.
Well, clearly he's making the most of it with 10 million.
10 million.
10 million views.
Yeah. So I think those platforms allow people to grow a little bit, or more of us to see their work.
Okay. Well, no, we ready.
Oh.
If you're ready.
Yeah.
So you mentioned one of the companies you mentioned I'm familiar with, and I'm curious how DIY type companies make good films, to be honest. Like, what's the business model? How is money made? How do you afford to make one? What's the process for independent people to make a film, make a movie?
For independent people to make a movie?
Repeat the question.
Okay. So, Lazar, you mentioned earlier in the conversation how much talent we have in Michigan,
Right.
and even in Detroit specifically. You know, this is Motown.
Yes, indeed.
But it's not just music.
No, it's not.
When you get these, or when you've gotten 4,000 submissions in the past, and you say so far for this film festival, y'all have how many?
600 for the Detroit Black Film Festival.
600. How are these people? What's the business side of how these filmmakers are getting these films completed? I mean, what's the dollars and cents of making a film?
I'm gonna tell you, man. We shot a film, and I'll start with me and my wife. We joined a squad last year. We shot a film. It was 15 days. The budget was light, right? But this is
like how much, if you can say, like what kind of budget?
less than $500,000.
Less than $500,000?
That's a different thing now.
Okay.
That's a different mindset. So I'm gonna get to the question. The question is, these people come together. If you got lighting, I got a boom mic. You got 2-3 cameras. We a crew.
Okay, so now we kind of like Voltron or the Transformers.
Yes.
Type
Utilizing
of
your tribe.
right.
Utilizing your tribe, your relationships with people, because again, like I told you before, it's a lot of people. It's a community here. You just have to find the ones you can work with. I don't discuss the ones I can't work with because it don't matter. It doesn't benefit anybody.
Sure.
But the ones you can work with,
that's where you place the focus.
is where you place your focus. Get a script. Get you some actors. Detroit Actors Society is here.
Okay.
With Brian Taylor, he got he can get you what you want.
Okay, so if
And
I'm a
there's
filmmaker, I can tap in with the Actors
Detroit
Society.
Actors Society, or you can tap into a couple other agencies here.
Okay.
That again, this is here, right? It's literally phone calls away in the 313 area code. It's here.
Wow. So all of these resources are immediately present.
Yes.
So what about the actual cost? So y'all were on a film set that was less than $500,000. But what if it's, what if
We
it's
were on a sim film set that was less than 10,000.
10,000?
Yeah.
So you can get a film made on a shoestring budget.
Yeah. The film that went 10 million
Uh-huh.
was shot for nothing.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Like Antonio and his team shot that for $0.
Wow.
10 million views.
And it's
Hit
just
a million
a matter.
views in the first 2 days.
How many?
In the first 2 days.
A million?
Views. That film took off something fierce. That was
Wow.
unbelievable.
And it's called Junior.
Carl Jr.
Why do you think, what is it about that film or the filmmaker that you think contributed to its popularity and so fast? Not only is it popular, but I mean it hit right out the gate, it seems like.
The story.
Well, give us a quick rundown, Lazar.
The story is about bullies, about bullying at the time. Junior's a young man. It was his first time acting. I think he was probably at that time 14.
Mm.
So he gets bullied by these two guys, but you see in his face, you can relate to a person who's ever been bullied can relate to what this young man is going through, right? And I think at the time, there were some things happening out here in this world that was related to
made
him.
it even more resonant.
I remember seeing on his page comments from teachers, professors, people from Czechoslovakia. Like seriously, man. Like it was one of those things where it resonated with people. People felt it, understood it. They became concerned with Junior. Like they felt his pain.
Right.
Once they related, that's how it grew, because it was relatable.
And I think it also speaks to the power of film as a medium.
Yes.
As a form of media.
Yes.
That you can really tap in to folks' emotions, culture.
Absolutely.
Really, all of the things that you already do.
Absolutely.
Culture and community.
That's right. Absolutely. I mean, it's when a film can move you the way it intended to move you, you have a great film.
So Lazar, we're gonna lighten it up. We will
take
it out. We done talked about bullying, and and it's unfortunate that is one of those things that is universal. But we're gonna step off of that, and let's talk about your favorites.
Okay.
Right? You say people always talk about your last name. Say favors and sometimes say flavor. What are the favorites of Lazar favorites? So let's start with film. What's your favorite film?
Most recently or overall?
All right, let's do both.
Overall, most recently, The Harder They Fall.
The Harder They Fall. That was a good one.
Yeah. The Harder They Fall. My wife and my daughter would say Black Panther would be my favorite overall film. Panther. That's what they would say.
Okay.
I think my overall, it's a Denzel film. To be honest, it's Training Day.
So many.
It's Training Day.
Training Day is
and
great.
Malcolm X.
Oh yeah, I hadn't seen Malcolm X in so long. That's when
And I think how I look at those films is because the phenomenal acting that was done in those films. I like Ray too. That was one of my favorite films too. So.
What do you think is the most important aspect of a film? Is it the acting? Can a movie with a strong screenplay but maybe mediocre actors still kind of deliver? Do you think? Or I
think everything starts with the script.
With the script.
Let's start with the script. My wife always use this term. It looks good on paper, so you have to deliver it on screen.
It's a different thing.
That don't look like I read it, right? So it happens. But if you have the right actors delivering a subpar film, subpar script, it still move a little bit. But if you have subpar script
and
with
great
actors
actors
who are not really ready,
Uh-huh.
you're gonna see that.
It's-
You're gonna recognize
it sounds like a disaster.
it. Sounds like a disaster,
Yeah.
right? We just film just came out this newly. It's called I'm Charlie Walker.
I'm Charlie
If
Walker.
y'all haven't seen that, go see I'm Charlie Walker. This film is about, and I have to share this with you because it just came out this weekend. It's an independent film.
Where can we see it?
It's on Prime right now, but we saw it at the Imagine Theater.
Okay.
So it's in theaters and on
Prime.
via VOD. It's about a man. His name's Charlie Walker. It's a true story. In 1971, 2 oil tanks crashed. Yeah, they crashed, and San Francisco was full of oil. So he was, again, I ain't gonna give it away, but it's a story about race, right? And I would like to call it ingenuity. We'll just leave it like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough to
Yeah.
get me
Yeah.
interested in wanting to see it.
Good film. Good film.
So, Lazar, what's your favorite clothing brand?
Oh, every day I'm okay.
That is,
Yeah.
without a
yeah.
doubt.
Yeah, no question. No
Outside of your own clothing brand, what other clothing brands are you partial to? Do you like to wear? Do you?
I'll give you some. These shoes is called Buford. They black guy.
You gonna put them up on the? You show the folks.
Yeah. These Italian leather, etc., etc.
That's nice.
Guys,
Those are fresh.
Yeah, these boys nice, right? I like these. I like Puma.
Puma, yeah,
I
that's
like
a good
Puma. You know, we
athletic
got some
brand.
brothers invested in Puma, so
Okay.
I like Puma. Jay-Z is one.
Yeah, and
then your man,
LaMelo Ball.
Melo, yeah.
Gotta.
So I like Puma. I wear this so much, like
You can't even think.
I can't
can't
I
even
have
go
these
outside.
in polos, a jacket, hoodies, coats. I mean,
It's the everyday
it's
wardrobe.
every day. That's it.
So the last one is, what's your favorite spirit?
Right now, it's Duke and Dan.
It's Duke and Dan.
It's not because we squad, but because it doesn't give you a headache. Like, I don't drink a whole lot,
Right.
but you know, when I was young, you get headaches after drinking anything. Like,
Sure.
oh my god, it's
you
really
feel it
smooth.
that next day.
It goes great with a couple other black brands: Centron, Nicky's Ginger Tea, Ellis IoT, all black-owned brands.
Wait, Nicky's Ginger Tea is a black-owned brand?
100%.
I've been drinking. I even knew it.
Really? Yeah, I ain't
know.
produced
And
on
I love that
Lafayette,
tea.
originally produced on Lafayette and Boulevard
Really?
at the church on the corner.
Hyper local.
Yes.
Wow.
Been around 20 years too.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to come and hit up
You know
Young
we at.
Village.
We got you. We
Yeah,
got you.
give me a little ginger tea with the
we got you.
with the mix up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said though it's because it works well.
Works well. It mixes well. You know,
It doesn't give you a headache.
not at all.
It's natural.
Natural.
And what
It's
else?
black owned.
Well, I don't know how much better you can get than that,
Can't get no
Lazar.
better than that. Can't get no better than that.
Well, Lazar, as we get ready to wrap up, we often offer. You done given your take on a couple of things already, but we're gonna have to have you back so that we can literally give our take on some Duke and Dan.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
And shoot, you got a couple of products, so we might have to give our take on
let's
Detroit
try
every
some
day.
things. Yeah, let's try some things.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
I think it's a lot of space for us to bring you back and you
I
to
appreciate it.
give the folks a little bit
I
more of what you got
appreciate
to
it.
offer,
I
brother.
appreciate it.
What can we expect? You're obviously a multi-hyphenate. You're somebody who does more than one thing, and that seems to be pretty common amongst a lot of our guests.
Yeah.
What can we expect from you coming up? Do you have any new ventures, any new projects that you can let the cat out the bag yet on?
I was a couple of things. I'll go in each field. I'll start with the spirits. I partnered with a company called Pronghorn.
Pronghorn?
Pronghorn is they are the type of people that help spirit brands grow financially. So they're offering like $2.4 billion over the next 10 years to help grow black-owned brands.
So they're making a substantial investment.
Oh, absolutely. So my partnership with them began in February last year. So I'm working with them with that. We have a Taste of Black Spirits events coming up, obviously heavy.
I've attended a few of those.
Yes,
those are nice.
yes.
Good time. Always a
September
good time.
is one of the major ones. We have one in Grand Rapids in November. We're looking to do. I can announce it now because we talked about it. We're looking to do one in Texas.
Oh, that's
Uh,
incredibly exciting.
yeah,
What part of the state? Can you say that
Houston,
yet? Okay.
Houston, yeah,
H
Houston,
Town.
Texas, with the iconic rap icon from that place. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Oh man,
Right,
now
right.
I'm
Iconic,
my mind is
high
racing.
level.
Okay, so people need to stay tuned.
Stay
So
tuned for that.
where would they check in to make sure that they get that information once you all release it?
Taste of Black Spirits on IG. I load everything up on IG. We
Okay,
also
and we'll
have a
have
link
that on
tree.
screen as
We
well.
also have a link tree, but I load everything up on IG.
Okay,
We get a lot of good attention, good people there. But as far as um, everything, I'm okay. Again, we pretty much covered every major city. Look for some different products, earrings, and things like
okay,
that.
so y'all cooking up some new stuff.
Yeah, I've been doing that, testing the market with those things for about 3 years. So I take my time with things. I don't really rush the process.
Understandable.
Film. My wife is shooting the film top of next year.
Mhm.
It's going to be very interesting.
Can you give us a hint or a preview of what it's about?
It's family, romance, comedy, and definitely music.
Okay.
Definitely music.
So
It's got a vibe.
That definitely sounds like a vibe I can get with. And is it a family? Is it a movie that you can take your family to?
Absolutely.
Also,
absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely. Yeah,
What if people have y'all casted this movie yet already?
Somewhat.
So if people want to, like, if any of our viewers or listeners,
go to Detroit Black Film Festival and just look for it on IG, Detroit Black Film Festival, or you can go to our DetroitBlackFilmFestival.com.
So if they're casting calls, they'll be able to find them there.
Oh yeah, they'll find them there for sure. And then we'll do our casting calls through Detroit Film Society.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Detroit Actors Society.
Okay, so people need to get involved with the Detroit Actors Society if you haven't done that, but you want to step into the film arena.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, it's what, did I miss anything? I think I did film, fashion, and music.
Yeah, you hit them all.
Yeah, I hit them all, right?
Well, Lazar, we definitely appreciate you coming on, being our guest. We absolutely want to have you back.
I will be back
because we do want to taste some Duke and Dame salted caramel.
We gotta taste,
and I'm gonna have to go online and get me some Detroit Everyday swag.
We'll make sure we go all rock it next time.
Let everybody know I'm okay.
That's right.
That's right. We all okay.
That's right. Every day, right. Don't let nobody tell you no different.
Hey, that's it. Like Kendrick Lamar said, we're gonna be all right.
We're gonna be all right.
Thanks again, Lazar. Thank all of you for joining us here today on the Daily Take with Take Detroit Studios. Once again, we have our esteemed guest,
thank y'all
Lazar Favors. Follow him. Where can they find if they want to holler at you, Lazar?
Specifically, Lazar Legacy Liaison on IG.
Lazar Legacy Liaison. Triple L.
All L's, no losses.
All L's, no losses. That's it. But thanks again, Take Detroit audience. We will see you all soon.